Hello everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today wanted to show you a way to do a spatchcock chicken or a butterfly chicken, and I had all this thing planned out, but I had to go with plan B, or come up with a plan B, because the chickens that I ordered from the butcher did not come the way that I wanted. I wanted the whole chicken, but I just want to, before I start with the whole thing, I just want to show you here that, the spatchcock chicken, it's a whole chicken, and then you cut it in a certain way where you take the backbone out, and that's the backbone out, and then you would lay it flat, and it would be a whole chicken that you're actually cooking, and it requires less time doing this method. But because it is cut here, I can't get to the bone. See how these pieces are separated there, so I won't be able to do the one that I want. But so I decided just to go with let's do a Nando's chicken, and I did order this from Amazon. It's a Nando's Piri Piri chicken rub. It's the medium one I ordered. Now this was about $3.50 for this packet, and you can do one large chicken with it or 5 pieces of chicken breast. So I decided, why don't we do a comparison of a homemade piri piri sauce compared to the Nando's rub. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna leave one whole chicken, and then the other one I just kind of took it apart, and then we'll do that chicken, and then we'll compare the two. So let's get started. So we're gonna need 1 packet of the garlic piri piri rub, and this doesn't tell me how big it is. Oh, it's 25 grams. I also have 2 chickens. I've got 1 whole chicken here that we're gonna just do it that way, and then 1 chicken that I've cut up in just pieces, just because I tried to do the butterfly and it just did not work, so I have that. So I've got the 2 chickens, and then here I have now I'm gonna be using a tablespoon and a half of ginger and garlic, and I know it looks like there's more here, but half of that is also going to go into the rub when we put the rub on. Okay. Then I have here 3 tablespoons of chilies. Now these chilies are bird's eye chilies that I just blended up, and I usually keep it away in the freezer. I have 3 tablespoons of paprika. I just want a nice red color to it, so I'm using paprika. I have a tablespoon and a half of black pepper, crushed black pepper. And then here I have about 5 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette. Now you can use any other vinegar that you like. You can use plain, you can use apple cider. I just love the taste of balsamic, so I'm gonna do the balsamic. I have 3/4 of a red bell pepper here, half of a sweet onion, and I have 1 lemon that we're gonna juice in there. We're also gonna do salt to taste, and then we're also gonna do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil inside. So basically that's all our ingredients. We're gonna start putting everything into this little cup here, and I'm gonna grind it, and that's gonna be our marinade. Ginger and garlic, bird's eye chilies, paprika, black pepper, bell pepper or lal marchu, onions or dungri, surco canto vinegar, limbu no juice, lemon juice, nimak or salt to taste, zaitun nutil kanto olive oil. So what I'm going to do here is what I've done is I've separated the two chickens, and hopefully it's stay separated like that. All right, so what we're going to do with this here is you want to give it a taste test. You want to make sure that you like the taste of it, that also it's got enough chilies and everything in it. Wow, it's a really good sauce. Wow. Here, the piri piri sauce is really good. The taste is really, really good. So that's our homemade piri piri sauce. But now the rest of the ginger and garlic that was left, I told you, the table and a half, I just kind of wanted to put that on this other chicken here that I'm going to put the powder on. Now, on the packet, it doesn't tell me to do this. On the packet, it just says to take the powder and just to sprinkle it on the chicken and to rub it and then to bake it. But I never cook my chicken without ginger and garlic. So I am going to go ahead and first put the ginger and garlic on there, and then we'll put the powder on there. And I'm gonna use the whole packet because it says 1 medium chicken. So I'm just gonna use the whole packet and get everything out from there. And then I'm gonna make sure that I rub this powder all over, okay? And you want to massage that into the chicken. And also, if you can see here that I did cut some slits into the chicken here so we can get the marination all the way inside, all right? So, and my oven is on at 400 degrees. It's preheating. In fact, I got some potatoes roasting in there. I do have a roasted potatoes video, but it's one of my older videos, and I apologize for the older videos because the quality was not very good, but it's there, and I'll put the link up there so if anybody wants to see how I do it. All right, so I think I got it everywhere. Although I wish I had more, I would have liked a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll get to know, if it's worth getting the $3.50 ready-made rub, or is it a good idea to make the piri piri sauce at home? Okay, so now I am going to now take my piri piri sauce, and I am going to start adding it on top of this chicken here and give that a really, really nice rub with that. So you can see here that I have half of the piri piri sauce still left, and I'm not gonna put everything in there. I'm gonna reserve that, and if I make chicken again, I have more piri piri sauce ready. Now, so if you're gonna make this at home, the amount of sauce that you're gonna make is gonna be enough for 2 chickens, okay? So either if you make one, reserve one, just leave it in your fridge, and make sure that you label it the piri piri sauce. And then here, if you see here that I actually just, not by tasting it, but just by looking at it, I like the homemade sauce much better right now. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be much more tastier. So this is gonna marinate for about half an hour, and it's gonna marinate for about half an hour, and then we're gonna stick it in a 400 degree oven for about 30 minutes. When we come back, I'll show you what this chicken looks like. All right, so I've got both the chickens that came out. This went in 400 degrees for half an hour, and then I took it up to 450 for the next 15 minutes. And then for the other 5 minutes, next 5 minutes, I just put it on broil. So that way it was just gonna char the chicken just a little bit. So here is the way I'm serving my chicken is I've got my salad on the bottom. I've got my roasted potatoes, and then I've got the piri piri chicken, and then the other piri piri chicken. And the reason why I'm not saying which one's which is because I'm gonna give a taste to my husband who doesn't know which one's the homemade one and which one is the Nando's brand that we got, and this is the full truth that he doesn't know. So I'm gonna cut into it, give him a taste, and then he's gonna tell us which one he likes better. Do here. Okay, so I'm gonna piece of here, and I'm not gonna put any sauce or anything on there. Riz, can you try this, and then I'll give you another chicken too. And then here is the other one that we did. So can you just take your fork and point to the one that you liked best?
This one.
Okay, so we have our homemade piri piri chicken as a winner. So I am so happy because this was our marinade that we made at home, and this was the brand Nando's. So I think we did a really good thing with this one. So this is basically the recipe for making a homemade Nando's or piri piri sauce, not the Nando's, but the piri piri sauce. So that concludes our little, I just wanted to see which one that everyone's gonna like. I myself have not done the taste test, but I will sit down and eat properly for dinner right now. So this time you had my husband do a taste test, and I've had everybody I wanted somebody to come on TV, but nobody wants to, so, but that's okay. Thanks, Riz, for doing the taste test. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.